Salvation, Allah, unity. The Moorish Science Temple of America's divine constitution and bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheik is the Assistant Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended into his Father God Allah. For that cause Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you part and parcel of the government and must live life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality. We are teaching our people their nationality and divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folk, black people, or Ethiopian, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era in time now, and all men now must proclaim a free national name and be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Jew Ali the Prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend a meetings and become a part and parcel all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children, and look out to the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of uplifting fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Jew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Islam, Islam, Islam. Everybody rise for the Moorish American prayer. Face the east. Repeat after me. Hills touching at a 90. I always say 45, but it's a 90-degree angle. 5 to the left and 2 to the right. The Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
The Father of love.
The Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My God.
My God.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Jew Ali.
Jew Ali.
Amen. See. So we got to come back into law because we done filled out of law. And the prophet instituted these laws for us through the will of Allah, for us to follow. So all praises to Allah, all honors to his noble prophet, all honors to everything Moorish. We talking about the genocide, right? the bond system. They releasing that bond system because of the IMF, International Monetary Fund, the World Bank is rejecting the bonds. They're not buying those bonds because they want something tangible for their investments. Because what is a bond? What is a bond? Who knows what a bond is out there? Michael Lewis ill, Michael Jills ill. Anybody know what a bond is? Look in your definitions if you have to. This Sunday School of Thought. What is a bond? See, you ain't gonna be able to fight these charges correctly if you don't know what the system is you're facing. This genocide. We got the genocide right now. Bond is a very long definition. I'm going to read today what a bond is. A bond, a certificate or evidence of a debt on which the issuing company or governmental body promises to pay the bondholders a specified amount of interest for a specific length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date. I'm going to read that again. Bond, a certificate or evidence of a debt on which the issuing company or governmental body promises to pay the bondholders a specified amount of interest for the specific length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date. So it's an evidence of debt. That's what a bond is, on which the governmental body promises to pay. So that makes it a form of what? A promissory note. So the bond you get in court got nothing to do with you. It's the issuing governmental body that's using that bond as what? Evidence of a debt. To bondholders. Who are the bondholders? The bondholders is the IMF. These the ones they send the bonds to. For what? For a specific amount of interest for a specific length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date. That's called the maturity date. So the bond matures. That's the expiration date that they supposed to repay the loan. So they're using your bond that they say it was yours, put it to the IMF as a loan. They getting a loan on that. So what are they getting? They getting silver and gold. They getting guns and oil. They getting commodities. Anything they need. Then they turn around and they hold your body as the collateral. That's human trafficking. That's why the bond system is ending. Because they can no longer hold us as human capital. Human collateral. The nations of the earth want gold and silver. The United States ain't got no gold and silver. Not enough to pay these people back.
To get too personal, so there's a time frame where I need to get on what I'm getting on, or get on what I need to do. So you said the bond is advancement.
Bond ain't got nothing to do with you.
I'm talking about as far as who will be there to sue that.
What you mean? Who would be? Who you gonna sue?
Yeah.
You gonna sue whoever violated your rights, whether it's a bond or not. They violated your rights. That's a tort. Anytime your rights is violated, a tort claim is the proper procedure. So once they violate your rights, you hit them with a tort, false imprisonment. And you can hit them with what we went over yesterday, 42 USC 1983, deprivation of the rights. That's against the judge. Once he don't honor your special appearance in the challenge of jurisdiction, you take him to federal court under 42, Title 42. USC 1983, deprivation of rights under color of law. Because what is the color of law? State law. According to Black's Law Dictionary, state law is the color of law. Why is it the color of law? Because nobody's supposed to be a part of a state. That's the colonies. The 13 original colonies was the 13 controlling families. Nobody put that connection together. The 13 ruling families are the ones who started the 13 colonies. So you ain't supposed to be a part of a family, or you ain't supposed to be a subject citizen to their state. How do they make you a subject citizen? They call it a resident. You got classes of citizenship according to Noble Drew Ali. He already broke it down in Divine Warning that it's classes of citizens. In America, you got 4 classes. You got the national, that's us, the Moabites, with the nationality of our descendant ancestors who were the first inhabitants of this land. You got the naturalized, that's the foreign Europeans who we allowed to be naturalized citizens under the United States of America body politic. Then you got the resident, who is the subject matter citizen. He the subject citizen. And then you got the alien who comes here on a visit with a visa. But they done made us the resident, putting us under the subject matter jurisdiction.
And res means trust property.
Exactly. It means property. The status they trust. It's like having residue.
Res is property in a trust.
Exactly. So that's how they put you a res ident. Because ident means to identify. So you identify as the res, which is you identify as the property. That's why I say, do you have a state issue identification card? Because that's your identification card is a bond. I'm going to read this again so now you can see what it's saying. Bond. A certificate or evidence of a debt on which the issuing company or governmental body promised to pay the bondholders a specified amount of interest for a specific length of time and to repay the loan on the expiration date. So who is the issuing governmental body? The state. They issue you the state identification card. I'm going to continue reading. It says a long-term debt instrument that promises to pay the lender a series of periodic interest payments in addition to returning the principal at maturity. So that's basically what I just said. So the bond usually is 10 years. See, even though your case closed or you beat the case or whatever, the bond don't close for 10 years. That's the average maturity date. That's why we got to study accounting, so we can understand the accounting they doing in court on us. All they doing is putting bonds on us, and then they make you pay a cash bail. A cash bail is a deposit of the bond. So it's like if you go get a car and make you pay a down payment deposit, that's so you get the loan. That's fraud. So why come it's not fraud in court? It is fraud because you ain't supposed to pay no deposit on the bond that they using to get the bondholders that they got to pay back. But they using you as collateral because you acting as surety for the bond. So we got to know what these things mean. It says, I'm gonna continue to read. It says, in every case, a bond represents debt. I'm about to call more back. It says, in every case, a bond represents debt. Its holder is a creditor of the corporation and not a part owner as the shareholder. Commonly, bonds are secured by a mortgage. So a mortgage is what? Security for the bond. But what is a mortgage? A dead pledge. Mortgage is a lien. It's a mortgage. It's a dead pledge. It ain't just for houses, though. A mortgage can be put on your body. Because it has been. Every time they put a bond on us, they putting a mortgage on us. It says in every case. This Black's Law Dictionary. This ain't nothing I wrote. This been written since 1891. 1891, after the prophet was born. This is in the prophet era. They wrote this. I'm going to continue to read. The word bond is sometimes used more broadly to refer also to unsecured debt instruments, i.e. debentures. Income bonds are hybrid instruments that take the form of a bond, but the interest obligation is limited or tied to the corporate earnings for the year. Participating bonds are another type of hybrid instruments that take the form of a typical debt instrument, but the interest obligation is not fixed, so the holders are entitled to receive additional amounts from excess earnings or from excess distributions, depending on the terms of the participating bond. We'll continue to read. A written obligation made by owner of real property to repay a loan under specified terms, usually accompanied by a mortgage placed on land as security. Then they go into the different types of bonds. It says bail bonds, see bail, because that's the type of bond. So let's go to the bail. Let's see what a bail is, because it's a bond. That's why you got to have your Black's Law Dictionary. 4th edition, 5th edition, and 6th edition. A bail. They got two definitions. One is a verb and one is a noun. But the one we looking for is actually the noun. But we're going to read both of them. A bail, verb. To procure. Release of one charged with an offense by ensuring his future attendance in court and compelling him to remain within the jurisdiction of the court. That's followed by citation, Manor versus State, X. Rel. Williams. So it says to procure release of one charged with an offense. So it don't say nothing about you call a case. It says you call a charge to procure release of one charge. It don't say nothing about being released from jail. It says release of the charge. See how they worded that? It don't got nothing to do with lawful procedures. This is all about monetary things. This is accounting they talking about. So you've been charged. And to procure your release of the charge, meaning you're not supposed to be held for surety. Because if you got a charge for something, that means you got to pay something. But you ain't got to pay something that you haven't been convicted of. If you haven't been proven that you owe this charge, then the bond is to release you, the bail is to release you from that into proving that you have to pay the charge. You're not surety for something you don't owe. They have to prove a contract. But they use the bail to keep you to remain within the jurisdiction of the court. See how they did that? I'm going to continue to read. To deliver the defendant to persons who, in the manner prescribed by law, become security for his appearance in court. I'm going to read that again. To deliver. To deliver. What you deliver? You deliver products and goods to warehouses. To deliver the defendant to persons. What is a person? What is a person in law? Who know what a person is?
A trust corporation, LLC,
Correct.
business structure.
Correct. It's a legal entity. A person is a legal entity, i.e., corporation, trust, estate. So let's read this again. To deliver a bail, to deliver the defendant to persons who, in the manner prescribed by law, become security. What is a security? A security is collateral. If we have a security agreement, what do we have? We have an agreement that if you default on this agreement, I'll get to take your collateral that you put up. So if like you have a loan, a lien, and they say, okay, for order you to get this house, you have to put up some security. Or let's keep it in the court context. When you go into a bail bondsman company, for order you to secure the bond or the loan for the bond, he has you put up some form of security or collateral. Sometimes if the bond's so high, you got to put up your house or car. Now, if you don't pay back or that person don't show up to court, he get the collapse on that loan and keep that. So that's the security for the loan. That's security. So he ain't worried. He got security. I ain't worried now because they got collateral. If they default, I got their house. I'm hoping that they default because I want the house. So let's read this. Bail, to deliver the defendant to persons who, in the manner prescribed by law, become security for his appearance in court. See, now you can understand. I'm going to continue to read. To set at liberty a person arrested or in prison on security being taken for his appearance on a day and a place certain which security is called bail, in quotations. Because the party arrested or imprisoned is delivered into the hands of those who bind themselves for his forthcoming. Now let's go over that again. To set at liberty a person. What's the person? The corporation. Arrested or imprisoned on security being taken for his appearance on a day and place certain which security is called bail. Now that's different from what he just said in the beginning. First it said to procure release of one charged with an offense by ensuring his future attendance in court and compelling him to remain within the jurisdiction of court. Now it said to set at liberty. What is to set at liberty? It's liberty, freedom. Liberty is freedom. A person. So to set the corporation free from being arrested and in prison. On security being taken. So what are they saying? Your corporation LLC is being sued. So that's called an encumbrance on your title. That means you have a clouded title. That means you have a lien against your title to do business. So if you got a lien against your title to do business, that corporation can't secure no more loans. So in order to release you at liberty, your corporation, you put up collateral. That's what it means when it says on security being taken for its appearance on a day or place certain which security is called bail. So the collateral you put up so they don't put the lien against your company so you can still operate and do business in your company and secure loans. That way, your company is set at liberty. Because what's a person in law? A legal entity. I'm going to continue reading before we go into person, definition of person. The object of bail in quotations. They put it in quotation meaning it's a password. Hint, hint. The object of bail in civil cases is either directly or indirectly to secure payment of a debt or performance of other civil duties. While in criminal cases, object is to secure appearance of principal before the court when his presence is needed. Let's read that again. The object of bail in civil cases is either directly or indirectly to secure payment of the debt or performance of other civil duties. So a civil case is a lawsuit against you. So if you got somebody suing you for $10K, they have you put up a bail for $10K just in case you don't pay your debt or perform on other civil duties. perform on other civil duties means you don't do what the contract said you were supposed to do. So if they find in court that you guilty, they already got the bail secured. So the person that's suing you got security that he gonna get paid for his debt or his contract is gonna be executed. So if you don't show up, then they take your bail and hold that bail and give it to the person who is supposed to be suing you. But who is suing you in the criminal in the civil cases against us? The state of Texas. It's never a person. See, they telling you the lawful way it's supposed to be done. But see, the state get around it by they sue you as the state of Texas. So they securing the debt for themselves. See how they did that? Because the judge and prosecutor work for who? The state of Texas. The state of Texas against you. But they got you paying bail to secure payment of a debt or performance. That's going right back to them if you default. It says while in criminal cases, it's the secure appearance of principle. What is the principle? The principle is the head corporation. What is a principle? Are you a principal? You're not the principal or the surety in the debt. But you got to know these terms. Principal, security, bail, bond. You got to know what these mean. Because this is what the operations is going on as soon as you get arrested. They arrested the person. The all cap name is the person. The corporation is the person. The legal entity is the person. You the natural person. It don't say natural person. It don't say human being. It says the principle. It says the person. So as soon as you get arrested, they got you in all cap names and holding you as collateral, as the bail. You the bail. You the security for the principle. See how they did you? It says, I'm going to continue reading. And its more ancient signification. Now they talking about ancient, the old way of doing it. The word, they talking about the word bail includes the delivery of property, real or personal, by one person to another. So I ain't lying. Remember, I said the delivery. Where does it get delivered? Goods to warehouses. Only property can get delivered. They said it right here. In this more ancient signification. What is significant? Means importance. So that means in the ancient times, this was the importance of the word bail. The word bail included the delivery of property, whether real or personal property, by one person to another. What's a person? Corporation, legal entity to one corporation to another corporation. See how they do you? Now let's go on and read the noun of bail before we go into person. So we can understand how they playing these corporate games on us in court. Bail as a noun now. It's the monetary amount for or condition of pretrial release from custody. Come on in. Islam. That's my mother. Islam. Just sit on the table over there. What's that you got?
It says
oh yeah, I need that. Oh, it's who you get that from? Omar? Oh, he sell these now?
Yeah.
Islam. You gonna go or you stand for class? Oh, okay. I figured that. Oh yeah, we just getting warmed up. We ain't even got into the paperwork yet. Okay, it's long. Thank you for this. Peace and love. Yeah. Ooh, it's disgusting too. That's real sea moss. Ooh, I need it. So let's break down bail as a noun. Monetary amount for or condition of pretrial release from custody, normally set by a judge at the initial appearance. The purpose of bail is to ensure the return of the accused at subsequent proceedings. If the accused is unable to make bail or otherwise unable to be released on his or her own recognizance, he or she is detained in custody. The Eighth Amendment, U.S. Constitution, provides that excessive bail shall not be required. The surety or sureties who procured the release of the person under arrest by becoming responsible for his appearance at the time and place designated. Those persons who become sureties for the appearance of the defendant in court. So that's the noun. What is a noun? A person, place, or thing. So how can a bail be a noun? So the bail, they telling you, is the surety that's set by the judge to release you from custody. So this is the lawful way of doing things. So anytime you are arrested, you're supposed to put up surety for your release. Oh, man. Pardon, son. Well, that CMOS ain't no joke.
No, that worked immediately.
Immediately work. It don't take no time to start. They go that mucus get up out you immediately. One swig of that CMOS will do you. Woo! Let's break this down once again. The bail is monetary amount for or condition of pretrial release from custody, normally set by a judge at the initial appearance. So this is how they operate under the color of law now. Because the bail is for the bond. Let's never forget this. The bond is what they using on the IMF. But they showing you now how they made the bail a noun. They made the bail you to give a monetary amount or condition of pretrial release from custody. What's the pretrial release they put on? You can't have no contact with the witness. Can't have no contact with the victim. That's the pretrial conditions that they put on you. See, this is how they move under color of law. The purpose of bail is to ensure the return of the accused at subsequent proceedings. So this is the purpose of is for you to return. What is to ensure the return? That's the trick. What is a return? How can you ensure the return? It don't say nothing about you coming back to court. See, but your mind automatically went there. Your mind automatically said, oh, that means to come back to court. No, you don't know Black's Law Dictionary words. Hey, get down a pen and paper. We got to write this down, man, because I'm going through too many terms. We got to look through what's a return. Huh? No, write the terms down for me so I can make a list. Let's go bail. Let's look up bail. Let's look up bond. Let's look up mortgage. Let's look up return. Let's look up surety. Surety already one of the old words? Okay. So what words we got now?
We got return, person, bill, bond, and
Okay. Now let's continue reading. So it says, the purpose of a bail is to ensure the return of the accused at subsequent proceedings. Subsequent proceedings. It says to ensure the return, to ensure the profit. See, a return is income. The word income means a return. See, if I invest some money in something, I'm looking for what? A return on my investment. That means that I'm getting back what I put in with interest, with profit. See how they did that? They said the purpose of the bail is to ensure a return. But in your mind, you automatically think to return to court. Because you don't understand legalese. The legalese has to be studied so we can understand what these definitions are truly saying to us. Because see, it's two languages, English and legalese. And they sound and use the same words, but they have different meanings. Income has nothing to do with compensation. Return has nothing to do with your arrival. Your arrival is not talking about you arriving. It says initial appearance. Appearance is done on paper. That's why you got to write a special appearance, which we're going to go through today. We're going to go through what appearance is. Write that down too, appearance, if we ain't got that down. That's already a word. So we're going to go through that today. What is an appearance? And what's a return? I'm going to continue reading. Now it has different type of bails. It got bail absolute, bail bond, cash bail bond, unsecured bail bond, bail common, bail court, bail doc, bail in error, bail peace. It's all different types of bails, right? Special bail, common bail. But we're going to talk about the bail bond. Let's talk about the bail bond definition. Bail bond. A three-party contract which involves state, accused, and surety. And under which surety guarantees state that accused would appear at subsequent proceedings. So let's read that again. Bail bond is a three-party contract. So it's three parties to this contract, which involves the state of Texas, legal entity, the accused. Who is the accused? The accused is you, but in the form of your straw man. Then the surety. The surety is the collateral, the security, under which surety is the one who promises to pay. I'll take that back. With surety guarantees state that accused will appear at subsequent proceedings. It don't have nothing to do with going to court. It don't have nothing to do with defending your rights or making sure you are going by due process of law. It has nothing to do with these things. Continue reading. A written undertaking executed by the defendant or one or more sureties that the defendant is designated in such instrument will, while at liberty as a result of an order fixing bail of the execution of the bail bond and the satisfaction thereof. I'm about to call more back. Appear in a designated criminal action or proceeding when his attendance is required, and otherwise render himself amenable to the orders and processes of the court, and that in the event he fails to do so, the signings of the bond will pay to the court, i.e. forfeit, the amount of money specified in the order fixing bail. Let's read that again. A written undertaking. What is a written undertaking? It means the underwriter. You ever heard of the underwriter? So they got you on this bail, all the terms, and they put your signature under that. So you become the underwriter. Executed by the defendant or one or more sureties. So you hold yourself surety that you are designated in such instrument will. So the instrument is a will. So a bail is a will. Why is it a will? Because it's a mortgage. It's a dead pledge. What is the will? The will is for the dead. While at liberty, as a result of an order fixing bail, and of the execution of a bail bond and satisfaction thereof appear in a designated criminal action or proceeding when his attendance is required. See, now they talking lawful. You see how they changed up the words in you? First, they said it's a three-party contract which guarantees the accused will appear. Now they saying that appear in a designated criminal action or proceeding when his attendance is required. So appearance and attendance is two different things. So let's go to the definition of return so we can see what we're talking about here. I don't want to go all over the place and lose the whole objective of what we're talking about in Sunday school today. A return. To bring, carry, or send back. to place in the custody of, to restore, to re-deliver. Return, in quotations as password, means that something which has prior existence will be brought or sent back. I'm going to skip down because you got to understand, all dictionaries are wrote as connotative and denotative. So the first definition is connotative. That means how it's used right now. It might not be the true definition, but it's telling you how it's used. The denotative is the last at the end of the definition. That's telling you the true definition of the word. So I'm going to go down to the denotation. It says return is a profit on sale or income from investments, usually expressed as an annual percentage rate. Also, the report made by the court, body of magistrates, returning board, or other authority charged with official counting of the votes cast at an election. And they got different definitions of return. But you hear what it said. Let's read that again. A return is a profit on a sale or income from investments. A return is a profit on sale. So they said a bail is to insure the return. A bail is to insure the return. And the return is a profit on sale or income from investments. So they insuring the profit on sale or the income from investments. Because they sold you to who? The bondholders. So they have to insure their investment. And they have to ensure they profit on that sale by holding you for surety. Let's briefly look at surety again. Or what you got, because you already got surety wrote down, right? Read what you got right there for surety for the class.
Surety. One who at the request of another and for the purpose of securing to him a benefit becomes responsible for the performance.
Yeah, you missed a lot of it.
Yeah, I didn't write the whole thing.
You got to write the whole thing so you can know the whole thing, because it's deep. It's real deep. It gets deeper. So I'm going to finish that. You say, surety, one at the request of another, and for the purpose of securing to him a benefit, becomes responsible for the performance by the latter of some act in favor of a third person. So remember, the bail bond is a three-party contract. But the surety is supposed to, the reason why surety is to secure you a benefit. What benefit do you get from a bail bond? Nah, that ain't no benefit. That's your liberty.
I just think that would be the only benefit. I was because we ain't coming.
But we got to talk often so you can understand. Because if you trick your mind and say the wrong thing, then you're going to believe that. You don't receive it. So what's the benefit at law? Let's look at what a benefit is. Bookmark right there. Ooh, that thing got me. That's something serious. You got everything tingling in you. A benefit in law means an advantage, a profit, fruit, privilege, gain, interest. That's what a benefit is. Write that down for another word definition. The receiving as the exchange for promise, some performance or forbearance was promisor was not previously entitled to receive. Benefits are something to advantage of or profit to recipient. So once again, what benefit do you receive from a bail bond? See, they were supposed to give you the profit from the bond. They sold the bond, right? They made profits from it. They supposed to give it to you. That's where the benefit is. Let's go back to it. That's why I say get deep in these definitions. You can't just read it on the surface level. Let's read this again. A surety, one who at the request of another. So if I request you to do something, and for the purpose of securing to him a benefit, so I'm requesting you to be surety for something. Like, bro, put up this money for me so I can go sell this bond and I'm going to get a profit off the bond. And when I get the profit off the bond, I'm going to give you some of it. That's what it means to get a benefit to himself. It's not no benefit that they let you out on, they let you out of jail. That's liberty. That means you've been set free. A benefit is business. A benefit is something you get as a profit or income. That's why I say English and legalese sound exactly the same, but they have two different meanings. Now, if we was talking regular, benefit would be correct what you said. But we not talking regular. We talking lawful. And when we talking legalese, it's not going to have the same meaning. So you never receive the benefit by being released from jail. You receive liberty. That's the correct term. Because remember, a bail bonds is a three-party contract. You forgot that part. What is a contract? A contract means you're supposed to receive a profit or benefit from it. If you come in contract with me, what would be the purpose you contracting with me for? If you're not going to get nothing out of it. Everybody supposed to win in the contract. It's called consideration. Write that down. Consideration and contract, two terms we need to know. Because a bail bond is a three-party contract, so that means we sign contracts with these people. But we didn't get the benefit. They got the benefit part. Why is a bail bondsman why are he in business? To get a profit. Every business is to make some money. How do you make money off of your bail? Because the bail get returned back to you if you show up to court. They supposed to return the bail back to you. But see, that's what I'm saying. You ain't received the benefit. But that's how it's supposed to go.
For sure. Like I know that, but
It never happened. That's how you know.
I literally just told it the recent one. I don't know why you get something like that. That don't even make sense.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah, that's like common sense. To me, that's common sense. If it's dissolved, then you did everything you're supposed to do, you have to get my money back.
Because it's only supposed to be held for security. This is only collateral. The collateral is supposed to be returned. That's just like if you go to a bail bondsman, you put up the house for collateral and surety. Once the person goes to court and the court over, what they supposed to do? Give you your house back. You You take the title, give you the title. They don't keep the title to the house. So, well, you gave it to me, it's mine now. What would be the purpose of that? Because a bail bond is a 3-party contract. So let's look at consideration. We ain't even got into the paperwork yet. CMOS ain't no joke. Consideration. The inducement to a contract. The inducement to the contract. What's an inducement? Something that motivates you to contract. Makes you want to get into the contract. Like, bro, sign a contract with me. I'm going to sell you this car. And you're going to pay me. That's a contract, correct? But what is inducing you to the contract? The car. That's the consideration. Continue reading. The cause, motive, price, or impelling influence which induces a contracting party to enter into a contract. The reason or material cause of a contract. Some right, interest, or profit or benefit accruing to one party or forbearance, detriment, loss, or responsibility given, suffered, or undertaken by the other. So this is the most important part of any contract. The benefit, the profit, the motivation, the consideration. To a bail bond if you don't get the benefit. You never get the consideration. That makes the contract fraud. Because this is an element of the contract that it must have. And I'm going to read and let you know that because this is what it says in the Black's Law Dictionary. Continue reading. It is a basic, necessary element for the existence of a valid contract that is legally binding on the parties. I'm going to read that again. Consideration, it is a basic, necessary element for the existence of a valid contract, that is legally binding on the parties. So you got no considering the contract. That's the necessary element that made it valid. It's not even a valid contract. You didn't get your consideration. You didn't get the benefit. You didn't get the profit or the income from the bond. You signed a bail bonds contract. They put it on the IMF. That they sold the bond to bond holders. The bond holders gave them a benefit, income, profit. So in itself is not valid. That's why we can sue and get all the money back from it. Because we entered in fraudulent contracts with no consideration. See how they did it? This is Black's Law Dictionary breaking this down. It says this is the basic. This basic. This is nothing that's complicated about the contract. This is the basic part of the contract. This is the necessary element of the existence of a valid contract. So the contract is not binding on you if you didn't get the basic necessary element of it. So let's go into the paperwork. Now that we broke down the fraud that's going down with us, right? So let's go into the special appearance, the challenge of the jurisdiction. I'm going to screen share this. Let's get into what we talking about when we put this paperwork together and we saying we not surety and things like that. You got your laptop? You're going to really help us some understanding today. I'm going to go into one of my old special appearances I put in. I'm going to screen share this. I usually better put this on the computer, this TV. Sometime it works, sometime it don't. Computer's this a deal? Yeah, it's a deal. Sometime it pop up on this sometime ago. Go. Roku TV. It's not even popping up on one thing, you know. You probably bring your chair around here so you can see the screen. It ain't popping up like that. That's it. All right. This is the old case I had. State of Texas versus me. Antoine Roddy Bay, natural person, and propria persona sugeres ex relation, all cap name, responded. See how I put that? Mm-hmm. Why I put it like that?
Responded?
The whole thing. Why I put all that in my who I in the respondent's description as a part?
Because you get a legal authorization. authorized representative that they're taking to court. Is that right?
Exactly. So why I put explanation on?
Explanation with your name and all caps.
You know the answer to that out there. Why did I put explanation on Michael Jill Hill?
Hold on, explanation. Is you the executive? You the? I don't know.
You was on the right path.
I think yeah, because I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm thinking you're the authorized executor over your estate.
In relation to my estate. Ex-relation, I mean in relation to. Write that down as one of the words you look up. Ex-relation. Ex-real.
Yeah, basically you have authority over that.
He was always known by his name. So we not gonna act or pretend like we ain't go by his name in our life. Just discover who you are now because of the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. But that don't mean that you didn't go by that name and hold yourself surety for that name all your life.
Yes, we're talking about strawman, right?
Yeah.
Strawman. Make sure that that's related.
Yeah, the straw man. You thought you was the straw man your whole life.
Been acting as a strawman.
And been acting as a debtor and the defendant and the straw man your whole life. You've been acting as the legal person. You've been acting without nationality. Now you got nationality, you declare that on the record. As a natural person, no longer the legal person. Impropria persona means I'm now my proper person. Sugerez means I'm self-law. I'm self-lawing. Sugerez. In relation to the all caps name, who is the respondent? See, this is called the style of the case. When they say, how's the case style? This is the styling of the case. This is one of the most important parts. This is the most important part of your case, how you style your paperwork. Because if it wasn't, why you think they style the paperwork and how they style it? It's important. Write that down, style. Because we ain't talking about clothes. No, we talking legalese. We talking new language when you come into the temple. You no longer talking English. We don't talk no English in the Moorish Science Temple of America. We talk legalese in here from now on. Because that's what they holding us to out here. They ain't talking no English when we go in their courtroom. They talking nothing but legalese. They not go ask them. No, go ask them when you in court. Say, are we talking English in here? They might laugh at you. Because they know they ain't talking no English. They talking a new language called legalese. Then I put right here, notice of special appearance. Not general. Dash unconstitutional, unsanctioned, non-common law, foreign court. Why did I put that? Why did I give them notice of special appearance, not general? Look at the definition of appearance. Look at your definitions if you need to. What is special appearance versus general appearance?
Coming into court as party to a suit, either in person or by attorney, whether as plaintiff or defendant, the formal proceeding by which the defendant submits himself to the jurisdiction of the court, the voluntary submission to a court's jurisdiction.
So appearance is the voluntary submission to jurisdiction. But what court are you submitting yourself to? A foreign court. So that's why we never say we come in special, we come in general appearance. Because general means what? Generic. So if you don't put special, you're going to come in the general appearance by default. You set the jurisdiction by default, by general. General means not like a war general, it means like general as in generic. Regular. This is the common way you come in. So you got to let them know I'm not coming in a generic way. I'm coming in a special appearance. I'm coming in a special way. That's why it says non-common. Non-common law. Unsanctioned non-common law foreign court. Why is that court foreign court? Why?
Why is it unconstitutional?
Why is their courts unconstitutional?
It's not an Article 3 court. That's number one. And Congress never gave them power to be as a court.
Correct. That's what it means by being an Article 3 court. Congress gave you delegation of authority. You don't have delegation of authority to be a court. That's what it means to come in special appearance. That's what you're saying to them. Show me what you have the delegation to be a court. Show me delegation. You have delegation to be a judge. You saying that in one sentence, special appearance. You don't even have a delegation to be a court. Because what is the color of law? State law. So how can you have a state court that's enforcing state law? You have a colorable court then. If it's a colorable law, what is a colorable court? What is color? Painted, dyed, varnished. Some painted, varnished, or dyed. It means, in law, it means the semblance of something, the appearance of something. It means that it looks like a court, it moves like a court, but it's not a court. It's a colorable court. Because it's under color of law. Color of state law means what? It looks like the law. It sounds like some law, but it's not the law. And if you come in general appearance, you submit to the jurisdiction of the color of law. This is the first trick the lawyer play on you. Go look at what the lawyer filed on case for you. He filed a general appearance. He tell you this.
Yeah, they actually say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
They say for the record, I'm making a general appearance for blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. That's the first trick the lawyer play on the people. That's why I go back and say the esquires are the ones who are enforcing the Vatican colonists over us. It's the lawyers who colonize you. Everybody looking everywhere else but the lawyers. We go to them and trust them first, but they the ones who put the general appearance in to submit you under the jurisdiction of the color of law. So how you gonna have a fair shake then? You going right in into the colorable court under the color of law when you got protection under the real law, because the law is meant to protect you. Show me in the Constitution where it says you can't do X, Y, and Z you charged for. Because the law protects you from people infringing on your rights. But the color of law looks like the law, but it always tells you what you can't do. That's the 10 Commandments. 10 Commandments tell you what you can't do. The 10 Commandments never protected your rights. The 10 Commandments is the color of state law. It's the color of divine law. The 42 Mayat principles was our law. What I can't do. This is why we got a religious government. Because we under the 10 Commandments. The Christian Black Codes is what they call it now. But now they call it the state code. But back in Jesus' days, they was calling it the 10 Commandments. That was the color of divine law. So the prophet came and brought us the divine constitution and bylaws. Because we under the color of divine law. It's state law. Ran by the 13 families. Now they families in that and got in on it. See how significant this really is? This is about spirituality. The prophet said you cannot reach your highest degree of spirituality by being a beggar nation. But what they want you to do, take a plea. Only beggars plea. I cannot plea on the case. Because we haven't established probable cause or jurisdiction, which is a part of jurisdiction. Probable cause is subject matter jurisdiction. They have to establish probable cause first, which is jurisdiction. That any of this was valid in the first place. Did you have an arrest warrant or a search warrant? Was it an oath of affirmation? Was the Fourth Amendment followed? Because the Constitution protects me. The Constitution keeps you in limitations of what you can't do to me. That's the Bill of Rights. What is the bill? What is a bill? Does anybody know what a bill? Write that down in terms. What is a bill? Because somebody send you a bill in the mail, what that mean? That means something you owe. So they took a vow to something they owe. They took a vow to the Bill of Rights. What did the Bill of Rights say? The bill that a warrant supported by oath of affirmation. Absolute. They can make it, take it away when they feel like it. They took an oath to that.
You're breaking up bad.
It's long. That's why, because they know. Because see, that's why we got to be in person. Because they know what they know. I ain't playing no more. I just came back from convention. I just came back from the Mecca. They know they got to play games with me now. Because I come back with the heat. I come back for these Europeans' head. The prophet said these Europeans got to go back home. And they got to take some water with them. He said they 3,000 miles away from home. They can try to break it up all they want to. I don't care no more. I know what they got.
I'm gonna see what they're gonna say tomorrow. I got court tomorrow. I'm gonna see what they say about the special appearance tomorrow. They're supposed
They
to
can't
respond.
answer it.
Yeah,
They can't respond to it.
Have you ever seen them drop a case or dismiss a case because somebody put in a special appearance?
My case right here.
It makes sense to where they would, because it's like, oh, we already know it's coming.
This case I had in 2019. What you thought was the resolution in this case? They dropped my case.
So when you submitted it, what was it, like a reset, and then you came back and it was just dismissed?
Yeah, I had to go back 3 times. You usually got to go 3 times and challenge the jurisdiction. And on the 3rd time, he said, man, I got some good news for you. I said, oh, you got good news for me now, huh? He said, yeah, your case been dismissed. And it was dismissed by the prosecution. The prosecutor put in a motion to dismiss. I never filed a motion to dismiss because I'm not filing no motions. I'm only making demands because this is not even a court. So if I put in a motion, that's giving you the power to make a decision. You don't even have the delegation of authority to make a decision. Only reason I'm here is under threat and coercion. Because if I don't come here, y'all gonna send a bounty hunt on me. I'm not here to ask for your permission to make a plea or put in a motion to see what you're gonna say. You have no choice. You took an oath to the Bill of Rights. Let's continue reading. Averment of jurisdiction, correlato. See, this is the old style I used to do special appearances. But they all got the same meaning. What's averment of jurisdiction?
Averment of jurisdiction?
Write that word down. We got to know these terms. I'm gonna put them all in the group chat. Averment, A-V-E-R-E-M-E-N-T. Means I'm requesting your jurisdiction. You want want of jurisdiction, what it's called. And want of jurisdiction. Correlento. Bill of attainder. Write that word down. Y'all know what a bill of attainder is? Bill of attainder. Because you don't got no case or charge. It's a bill of attainder, which is against the Constitution. Said it right in the Constitution, they can't have no bill of attainders. Because what's a bill? Go to Article 1, Section 10. Like Section 9. It says, no bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. Period. No bill of attainder or ex post facto law shall be passed. I mean, they can't make a law or bill of attainder after this Constitution. That's why the state law is all the color of law. Ain't no more laws to be made.
Special appearance been around forever, but it seemed like it's more popping up now than ever. But certain people had this remedy, I believe, back in the day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's in the Bible. Special appearances in Acts 17. Chapter 17, Paul came in special appearance. He said, I had the right to face my accuser. Paul said that in the Bible.
So if everybody was on this information, their system will collapse even faster.
Exactly. That's why they getting rid of the bail system. Because we waking up. It is people waking up to. There's millions of people coming in special appearance now. They said that Showtime against the Moors, the rise of the Moors, Showtime called Vice. They say it's over 1.3 million people who claim to be Moors now submitted paperwork into Washington, D.C. Let's go into the Holy Bible since this is Sunday school. I got the Bible app on my phone, but I keep a Bible. I need to bring a Bible to Acts 25:16. I'll make a picture of this. Share this in the Telegram. Share it in the Telegram. But they know I'm dropping heat today. They don't even let me share that one. I'm going to read it. Acts 25:16. Paul said, to whom I answered, it is not the manner of the Romans to deliver any man to die, before that he which is accused have the accusers face to face, and have license to answer for himself concerning a crime laid against him. Paul said that anybody accused should have the accusers face to face, and have license to answer for himself concerning the crime laid against him. Man, you got the license to practice law. You got the license and the right to face your accuser face to face. How can the state of New Jersey or the state of Texas be your accuser? Can you face the state of Texas face to face? Tell him to come to court where I can face you face to face and cross it. That's called cross-examination in law. I have to cross-examine the accuser against me. And I have the right to settle out of court. Because the court is only here for controversy. So how can I get my liberty taken away from me or have to pay something I ain't even had the person who accused me of it to face me and look me in the eye? That's what's in the Bible. And they swear on that too. They swear on that Holy Bible too. So I'm going to read this special appearance. I blank executor, authorized representative of ex relation, all caps, state and published for the record, my declaration of status and nationality, Aboriginal/Indigenous natural person, freehold by birthright, inheritance, and primogeniture status, affirming my inalienable rights to soil, just soleil, and right of blood, just sanguine, universally declaring I am a direct descendant of the supreme being, creator of everything seen and unseen, Allah. I am in propria persona, not pro se, and not cognate to be held surety to any non-degorit or misnomers such as, but not limited to, Negro, Black, Colored, African American, U.S. Constitution 14th Amendment, statutory person of the U.S., U.S. citizen, or member of the Union States, which are all corporations, including but not limited to the incorporated city of Houston. June 5th, 1836. I further declare and proclaim that I'm not a Texas resident or any other such like fictitious entities, which is deprivation of my character, created by the hands of others by way of misrepresentation or artificial legal construct, not a sovereign citizen, misnomer, nor a straw man or straw party, misnomer, as written, typed, photocopy, style, or scribed in all capital letters. I am a natural person, not legal/statutory person or corporation, individual, etc. I am the heir to the state of my ancestors, who are indigenous to Northwest Maxim/Northwest Africa/Morocco, presently known as North, South, and Central America. Under threat, duress, and coercion, in an attempt to secure and invoke constitutionally protected due process of law, pursuant to the 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments of the Bill of Rights of the organic United States Republic Constitution, 1789/1791, the Morocco Treaty of Peace and Friendship, Article 21, 1787/the present, the Republic of Texas Constitution, 1876, Bill of Rights, Section 1, 2, and 3. Antoine Bay, Executor, ex-rel all cap name, do hereby affirm and state for the record that I will be making a special appearance, not general, in propria persona, not pro se, to the hearing on June 5th, 2019, 11 a.m., entry into the Harris County Criminal Court at Law Number 13 in the Harris County, Texas Republic. Environment of jurisdiction. Number 1. The state of Texas Constitution, Bill of Rights, Section 1, states and declares that it is subject to the United States of America Constitution, 1789/1791, which is the supreme law of the land. Article 6, Section 2. This is a formal request and command for any persons, public and private entities, who must be creatures of the American Constitution, doing business as DBA, employees, officers, administrators, agents, clerks, judges, district attorneys, and/or attorneys in behalf of the state of Texas in the Harris County Criminal Court at Law Number 13 and/any injured parties to produce for the record the physical documented delegation of authority signed by Congress of the United States of America as required by law per Article 3 of United States of America Republic Constitution, 1781/1791, filed on the record as proof of impersonal, territorial, and subject matter jurisdiction. I also command you to produce on the record any true bill signed by a grand jury or injured party under penalty of perjury, validating any charge, in parentheses, which is a due process of law guaranteed in the Bill of Rights of the United States of America Constitution in the state of Texas Constitution. You have 7 days of this receipt to produce jurisdiction for the record and on the record. Whereas your failure to produce the physical signed documented proof of jurisdiction shall stand as tacit acquiescence that you do not have jurisdiction. Next page. Number 2, the judicial power of the United States of America shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. United States of America Constitution, Article 3, Section 1. Number 3, no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. United States of America, Republic Constitution, Amendment 5. Number 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause, supported by oath of affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons and things to be seized. United States of America, Republic Constitution, Amendment 4. Relief. In accordance to the TRCP, that's the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure, 120, Section A, for the purpose of objecting to the jurisdiction of the court, the respondent demands, number 1, that all charges, in parentheses, of failure to identify oneself to peace officer in the Harris County Criminal Court of Law, number 13, Houston, Texas Republic, case number, being null and void and not amenable, be dismissed with prejudice. Number 2, that the Harris County Criminal Court of Law, number 13, to produce for the record the fiscal documented delegation of authority as proof of jurisdiction within 7 days of its receipt, as required by law, per Article 3, Section 1 of the United States of America, Republic Constitution. And I didn't even make this out today. I didn't even have a notary sign this. That's how powerful these words was even back then. I learned a lot more than I know now. And it still works. That's why I don't use this one no more. Because this one I was using from RV Bay Publications. I had to rewrite. These are my own words that I had to rewrite off there. But as long as you know the concepts of what you're doing, defend the paperwork don't defend you. When you understand what these words mean and you can enforce it with the spirit of law in you, that know these people is not a real court. Know these people is not real judges. They are esquires. Holding titles of nobility when the Constitution says they can't get no title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10.
That's what I was talking about earlier about them not being real esquires, but they are real esquires
in Europe. But not on the state, not in America. It says no state shall grant any title of nobility. Article 1, Section 10. That's the law. Any questions before we go into our one-on-one questionnaire and we'll end it with our one-on-one questionnaire? So y'all be armed and ready to go to court.
I mean, for the most part, just gotta go. I mean, all my paperwork is pretty much in. So tomorrow, when I go to court, I just gonna see how they play. But I know I got to get the judges over office. I've had a little difficult time trying to find that. And then also, I know I got to probably move this venue to federal court. So that's a whole nother proceeding right there. But I understand the special appearance.
Well, you got to understand how to defend it. So when you go to court, if you haven't already sent it in certified mail, you gotta send it in certified mail. You got to, because that's the only proof you're gonna have. We're dealing with that kangaroo court in New Jersey that you requested this. By their own law, they got 7 days to give you this. Now, once you got proof in that green card, you can take them to federal court for Freedom of Information Act violation. And that's the clerk that got to come to court and answer to that. Now, when you go to court tomorrow, have the oath, the affidavit, already copy of it ready. Give it to the judge and file it on the case. And he gonna have to get
the oath for what? Say that again. The oath for what?
The oath of office request.
Oh, yeah. I ain't got the oath of office yet. I got to get it.
No, I'm saying the affidavit request.
Oh, the request form. Yeah.
Request. No, ain't no form. The affidavit. Forget the form. The form is color of law. We don't use they forms.
Okay.
We submit affidavits. Affidavits is law. They forms is putting you on the color of law.
Okay, so
that's why they make
an affidavit and send it into the court. All right, well, I got to work on that tonight.
Yeah, you got to make the affidavit. The affidavit I already gave it to you. The Freedom of Information request is the affidavit.
All right, I got to go back and look at the. You said that on the text?
No, that's in the Google Drive and with the forms.
Okay.
It's your email.
All right, I got you.
You got to fill that out, get that notarized, and submit and send a copy by mail to the clerk of the court. And then bring one with you to court and give it to the judge. And he's going to have to get off his bench and go get it. Because he's supposed to have a copy of it too.
Damn, all right. I ain't going to be able to get it not notarized today, though. Shit.
You gotta get you a notary, get somebody in your family to become a notary for these emergency situations. Yeah, everybody, my mother, my girl, everybody out here is notary. I'm gonna get everybody to become notaries. We make 12 notaries, we can have a grand jury. 12 notaries, we can have a grand jury. Because they officers of the state. Now we can use them against them. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play the game. We're gonna play it to win.
Hey, bro, you just dropped a heavy jewel right there.
Heavy jewel.
Heavy jewel.
Get 12 notaries in your family, right, and you got a grand jury, and you can indict these judges.
That's heavy.
Become my own court.
I'm getting chills right now.
That's the biggest part right there. Thank you.
That's heavy.
That's why we in Sunday school.
12 is not a lot, man. Not even a lot. And by grand jury, can you go in depth about that? Like, what do you mean by grand jury? Like, this would be the...
Let's look in Black's Law Dictionary. What is a grand jury?
That's crazy, man. My brother literally just told me how much it costs to start a notary, and it was only like a few $100, like under 1,000, like under 800. I want to say under 600.
What? To get a notary?
Yeah, to just be to become
It's
a notary.
It's $100.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's in Texas. It's $90. You don't got to take a test for it.
That's wild. That's wildly ridiculous. Are you serious, yo?
Yeah, I got my mother. I got everybody juries. Everybody. I said juries, but notaries.
And you speaking to this.
A jury, a grand jury, a jury of inquiry who are summoned and returned by the sheriff to each session of the criminal courts and whose duty is to receive complaints and accusations in criminal cases, hear the evidence adduced on the part of the state, and find bills of indictment in cases where they are satisfied a trial ought to be had. They are first sworn and instructed by the court. This is called a grand jury because it comprises a greater number of jurors than an ordinary trial jury or patent jury. At common law, a grand jury consisted of not less than 12 nor more than 23 men. Continue reading. Body of citizens, the number of whom varies from state to state, whose duties consist in determining whether probable cause exists that a crime has been committed or whether the indictment, true bill, should be returned against one for such a crime. If the grand jury determines that probable cause does not exist, it returns a no bill. It is an accusatory body, and its function does not include a determination of guilt. So let's read what jury is. A jury, a certain number of men and women selected according to law and sworn jurata to inquire of certain matters of fact and declare the truth upon evidence to be laid before them. This definition embraces the various subdivisions of juries, as grand jury, patent jury, common jury, special jury, coroner's jury, and sheriff's jury. A jury is a body of persons temporarily selected from the citizens of a particular district and invested with power to present or indict a person for a public offense or to try a question of fact. Then I'll show you all the different types of juries they have. It says jury size. While at common law and traditionally, a jury consisted of 12 members. There is no constitutional infirmity or deficiency in a jury of less than 12. And it is common for state and federal district court juries to consist of 6 persons of civil cases instead of 12. Also, in federal district courts and many state courts, the parties may stipulate that the jury shall consist of any number less than 12. So the jury don't find people guilty or not. The function of the jury is when you have a complaint against somebody, you present it to them and they review it and they give you back what they call an indictment. It's saying, okay, it's saying we, based on the evidence and the complaint you filed, we do feel that it's probable cause to bring this person into court and to answer for these charges. They're not saying it's valid or not, but they saying it's enough evidence to give to a sheriff and have a warrant issued on this person. So we got to start learning how to use this. Because the notaries are sworn officers. And that's why you got to get the notary manual. I got a notary manual book at the house. Okay, a notary public. A public officer whose function is to administer oaths to attest and certify by his hand and official seal certain classes of documents in order to give them credit and identity in foreign jurisdictions, to take acknowledgement of deeds and other conveyances and certify the same, and to perform certain official acts, chiefly in commercial matters, such as protesting of notes and bills, the noting of foreign drafts, and marine protests in cases of loss and damage. One who is authorized by the state or federal government to administer oaths and to attest to the authenticity of signatures. So that's another thing we can do with the notary. You ever heard of a notarial protest? So when they don't answer to your special appearance, you take your default notice or you form a notarial protest and give it to the notary, and he signs it to protest that you didn't get an answer back. See, the notaries is be used as sworn officers to attest to the facts that you present them, to be used in foreign jurisdictions. Any questions? All right, let's go into our 101 questionnaire. Let's end there. You got your 101s with you? Pull it up on the screen. I'll let you read the answers off the book while I'm going to read it off the screen. So these 101 keys is very important to the understanding of nationality. Because if you don't know who you are, then how you going to know who they are? And how you going to challenge the jurisdiction? You ain't got the right spirit. You don't even know what the spirit is or who you are in the spirit. This set your energy right. 101 questions. Morris Science Temple of America, Holy Prophet, Noble Drew Ali the founder. The great meeting is on. Key 1, who made you?
Allah.
Key 2, who is Allah?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Key 3, can we see him?
No.
Key 4, where is the nearest place we can meet him?
In the heart.
Key 5, who is Noble Drew Ali?
He is Allah's prophet.
Key 6, what is a prophet?
A prophet is a thought of Allah manifest in the flesh.
Key 7, what is the duty of a prophet?
To save nations from the wrath of Allah.
Key 8, who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Noble Drew Ali.
Key 9, what year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
1913 AD.
Key 10, where?
Newark, New Jersey.
Key 11, where was Noble Drew Ali born?
In the state of North Carolina, 1886.
Key 12, what is his nationality?
Moorish American.
Key 13, what is your nationality?
Moorish American.
Key 14, why are we Moorish Americans?
Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America.
Key 15, for what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
For the uplifting of the fallen humanity.
Key 16, how did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans?
By teaching them to be themselves.
Key 17, what is our religion?
Islamism.
Key 18, is that a new or is that the old time religion?
Old time religion.
Key 19, what kind of a flag is the Moorish?
It is a red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the center.
Key 20, what do the 5 points represent?
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Now I want to make a note on this, that we understand exactly what we're reading here. The prophet said, first of all, he said, what is your nationality? Then he went on and said, why are you a Moorish American? So he took you out the race, put you on a nationality, and then he said your nationality is Moorish American. Why are you Moorish American? Because you descendant of Moroccan. That's the law of blood, just sanguine, and born in America. That's the law of the land. That's just soleil, the law of soil. So you're born on a soil and you descended from the blood of the indigenous people. Then he said, for what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? For the uplifting of fallen humanity. But then he said, how did he begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? By teaching them to be themselves. What selves? That means in law and propria persona, in your own proper person. He teaching us to be in propria persona. Then he says, what is your religion? What is our religion? Islamism. That's the political and religious side of Islam. Then he says that the new or old time religion. Old time religion, that's where that moon comes from. See, the other Muslims, they moon go on the other side. They got what they call the waxing moon. We got the waning moon. That's the waning moon. See? Divinely prepared. So now you know what that symbol represents. See, we don't use the new moon. We use the old time moon. Because we about the old time religion. And that's how all the symbols goes in the religions. They telling you exactly what they are. Through symbology. That's why the prophet said these things. I have to make note of that so we understand what we're reading. These are truly the keys. So I'm going to continue reading. 21. How old is our flag?
It is over 10,000 years old.
22. Which is our holy day?
Friday.
23. Why?
Because Friday is the day on which man was formed in the flesh. And it was on Friday when he departed out of flesh.
Key 24, who was Jesus?
He was the prophet of Allah.
Key 25, where was he born?
In Bethlehem of Judah, in the house of David.
Key 26, who were his father and mother?
Joseph and Mary.
Key 27, will you give in brief the line genealogy through which Jesus came?
Some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz by Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph by Mary.
28, why did Allah send Jesus to this earth?
To save the Israelites from the iron hand oppression of the pale-skinned nations of Europe who were governing a portion of Palestine at the time.
29, how long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
Key 30, what was the nationality of Ruth?
Ruth was a Moabitess. No, Moabitess.
Correct. Moabitess.
Moabitess.
Key 31, what is the modern name for Moabites?
Moroccans.
Key 32, where is the Moroccan Empire?
Northwest of Mexico.
Key 33, what is the modern name for Mexico?
Africa.
Key 34, what is the title given to our ruler in Morocco?
Sultan.
Key 35, where do we get the name Jesus?
From the east.
Key 36, what does the name Jesus mean?
Jesus means justice.
Now, let me make a point on that. The Catholic Roman Church got the people thinking Jesus is God. So the prophet said, Key 24, who was Jesus? He was a prophet of Allah. He wasn't Allah. Then it says, where was he born? Now you got to know astrology to understand that. You got to know astrology, and you got to have a metaphysical Bible dictionary to know what Bethlehem is of Judah and what the house of David is. Because that's not a physical place. Then he went on and says, what is the nationality of Ruth? Was a Moabitess. Because Ruth was the great-great-grandmother of Jesus. Then he say, what is the modern name for Moabites? Because we don't call them Moabites no more. We say Moroccans. Then he said, where is the Moroccan Empire? To let you know that we have an empire. Northwest of Mexico. Then he said, what is the title given to our ruler in Morocco? He said, the Sultan. Why didn't he say emperor if we got an empire? Because that means that we are a republic. We're a republic empire. An emperor is a dictator. Then he said, what does the name Jesus mean? Because the name has a meaning, it means justice. Because his name was not truly Jesus. It was Yahshua. When you get into the red book, the ADAP studies. When you get into this book, the red book, I'm going to continue on. 37. Did the angel give to the child that was called Jesus a holy name?
Yes, but it cannot be used by those who are slaves to sin.
Key 38. What is an angel?
An angel is the thought of Allah manifested in human flesh.
Key 39. What are angels used for?
To carry messages to the four corners of the world to all nations.
Key 40. What is our prophet to us?
He is an angel of Allah who is sent to bring us the everlasting gospel of Allah.
Key 41. What is the everlasting gospel?
It is a saving power that comes from Allah through our ancient fathers by his prophet.
Key 42. What is the covenant of the great God Allah?
Honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days may be long upon the earth, land, which Lord thy God Allah has given thee.
Key 43. At what age did Jesus begin to teach?
At the age of 12,
Key 44. Where did he teach?
India, Africa, and Europe.
Key 45. How long did he teach?
18 years.
Key 46. What did Jesus say that would make you free?
Truth.
Key 47. What is truth?
Truth is
Art.
Truth is art.
Key 48. What is art?
Art is Allah.
Key 49. Can truth change?
Truth cannot change or pass away.
Key 50. What other name do we give to truth?
Holy breath.
Key 51. What have you to say about holy breath?
All we can say is, it is great, it is good, it was, it is, and evermore to be. Amen.
Key 52. At what place on earth was the physical part of man formed?
In the Garden of Eden.
Key 53. Where is the Garden of Eden?
In the land of Canaan, in the city of Mecca.
Key 54. What is the modern name for the Garden of Eden?
Mecca.
Key 55. What is the name of the first physical man?
His name cannot be used only by executive rulers of the AC, of the MST, of A.
Key 56. What are the words of AC of the MST of A?
A-Deb Chamber of Moore Science Temple of America, Third Heaven.
Key 57. Who were Adam and Eve?
They are the mothers and fathers of the human family, Asiatics and Muslims.
Key 58. Where did they go?
They went into Asia.
Key 59. What is the modern name given to their children?
Asiatics.
Key 60. Who was guarding the holy city of Mecca today to keep the unbelievers away?
Angels.
Key 61. What is the modern name given to those angels?
Asiatic.
Key 62. What is the shade of their skin?
Olive.
Key 63. Are the Moorish American any relation to those angels?
Yes, we all have the same father and mother.
Key 64. Give 5 names that are given to the descendants of Adam and Eve.
Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, and beast.
Key 65. What is the devil sometimes called?
The Lord self.
Key 66. How many cells are there?
2.
Key 67. Name them.
Higher self and lower self.
Key 68. What people represent the higher self?
The angels who protect the holy city of Mecca.
Key 69. What people represent the lower self?
Those who were cast out of the holy city and those who accept their teaching.
Key 70. What is the higher self?
The higher self is the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life and breeds justice, mercy, love, and right.
Key 71. Can the higher self pass away?
No,
Key 72. Why?
because it is Allah and man.
Key 73. What does the Lord self breed?
Hatred, slander, lewdness, murderers, death, and everything that harms.
Key 74. What did the higher self say to the Lord self at one time when he met him?
Where are you going, Satan?
Key 75. What was the answer that the Lord self gave to the higher self?
I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may devour.
Key 76. Has he finished his task of devouring?
Yes,
Key 77. When was his time declared out?
when he nailed Jesus on the cross.
Key 78. What were the last words Jesus uttered?
It is finished.
Key 79. What did he have reference to?
He had reference to the end of Satan.
Key 80. Did Jesus say that he will return to conquer him?
Yes,
Key 81. What is the first name of the person to whom Jesus was first reincarnated?
Prophet Muhammad, the conqueror.
Key 82. Was Satan to be bound then?
Satan was bound in part, was to be bound in part.
Key 83. When was the head of Satan taken off?
1453, Byzantine,
84. By whom?
by Muhammad.
Key 85. Name some of the marks that were put upon the Moors of Northwest by the European nations in 1774.
Negro, black, colored, Ethiopia.
Key 86. What is meant by the word Negro?
Negro, a name given to a river in West Africa by the Moors because it contains black water.
Key 87. What is meant by the word black?
Black, according to science, means death.
Key 88. What does the word colored mean?
Color means anything that has been painted, stained, varnished, or dyed.
Key 89. What does Ethiopia mean?
Ethiopia means something divided.
Key 90. Can a man be Negro, black, colored, or Ethiopian?
No,
Key 91. Why?
because man is made in the image and after the likeness of God, Allah.
Key 92. What title does Satan give himself?
God.
Key 93. Where do you define the word white?
White means purity, purity means God, and God means the ruler of the land.
Key 94. To whom do we refer at times as being a great God?
Allah.
Key 95. Is the devil made in the image and likeness of Allah?
No, he is a shadow of our lower selves and will pass away.
Key 96. Who made the devil?
Elohim.
Key 97. Who is Elohim?
Elohim is the seven creative spirits that created everything that ever was, is, and ever more to be.
Key 98. What is Elohim sometimes called?
The seven eyes of Allah.
Key 99. How many days are in the circle?
7 days.
Key 100. How many days are in a creation?
7 days.
Key 101. According to science, how many days are in a year?
7 days.
Islam. Please all rise for the reading of the Moorish American prayer. We're going to close this meeting on that note.
You can get a copy of that, right?
Mm-hmm. Now 65 days in a year. Feet at a 90-degree angle. 5 members to the left, 2 members to the right. Repeat after me the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
The Father of love.
The Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My God.
My God.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Drew Ali.
Through Ali.
Amen. You can now greet each other, man. Salvation. Allah. Unity. Islam. Salvation, Allah, unity, Morris. I'm going to end this recording.